What's going on, guys? Winter Kills here. We're back with another post-commentary duel video. You already know what the deal is. Anyways, we got Mermails versus True Draco. I know I posted a Mermail versus True Draco the other day, a couple days ago, but this is a different, obviously, duel. I'm playing against my friend Adam this time, and I'm playing Mermail still, obviously. I am actually, after I record this video, I'm going to grab out my Mermail deck and completely rebuild it. I've been doing some research looking at other builds with the Nimble build, know that, not just adding the Nimble engine. I'm going to be changing like the whole Mermail engine completely, adding a lot of stuff, taking out some stuff, trying out some new stuff. So I'm very, very excited to do that. I'm going to be doing that after I get done with this video. But I can't film the deck profile because I'm still missing some cards, unfortunately, which I should have them by Monday, Tuesday, hopefully. So be looking forward to that. So as you can see, he did have the Amano to stop any hand traps from coming down on my side, and was able to go through a card of Demise, a terraforming, diagrams, and a pot of desires as well. 4-step back row, pretty productive first turn for him. I'm able to get Swap Frog on the board by discarding I think was Abyss Mander, and was able to send the Ronin Toad into the grave. I did not opt to return him to the hand yet, to sort of get that extra normal summon effect, send another thing, go for a Toad play, because I did have Neptibus in hand. So I wanted to make sure I could get that off as a normal summon, because this way I can use the Toad and the Swap Frog and the Neptibus to sort of go into my Starboy and help set up this Moulin play, which I'm trying to go for right now. As you see, as I add to hand there a Marksman instead of some other Sea Serpent, perhaps like a Dragoons or something, which I believe is in my hand already at this point. But I do have the the Marksman in hand to be able to take out any back row. I decide not to discard it, because I do realize that destroying a lot of his back row will be sort of negative to me. He will flip up Return to the True Draco, though, in the process, as I do take out his diagram with my infantry, now resolving the rest of the chain link here. I don't think I did it exactly in order. It doesn't really matter, though. No hand traps on his side of the board either way. So we do get the Moulin Glacia on board, which is what I was going for, like I said. But now, with having the Swap Frog on board, the plan is, I don't have to get rid of my Megalo to be able to, link into my Starboy to have made the Moulin, but didn't really need to anyways. But he does use Apocalypse to clear some stuff off his side of the field to get the double pop on my Megalo and my Moulin. So I will lose my next battle phase, which I think, since this happens in the standby phase, that would be my next battle phase. So I would lose that. So that went horribly wrong there. I just did not open up enough back row removal. I think that's what the point is. It's just unlucky on my part, and he opened up a lot of play interruption. He got to go first as well. So it's just rough, the fact that he gets to win the dice roll. Very, very rough for me in all aspects. He wins the dice roll. He gets a setup before I can, and I just got to play through it, and it just butters my bread in every sense of the way. He's going to hit my Starboy there. I get to add something back. I add Megalo because I still have some discard fodder in hand. He's going to activate Heritage, and then draw into a Terraforming, and then I decide to scoop it up because he's got a lot of damage on board already and a ton of advantage. So I'm going to start things off by going first here in game 2, because going first is just so much better with Mermails right now, in my opinion. It just is. Moray of Greed has been coming in so clutch. I don't play Desires right now. I don't know if that's like the norm. As you see, I opened a Cyclone there. Am playing that currently in the sideboard, some Galaxy Cyclones for this particular matchup, as well as Unending Nightmares. So luckily I was able to see at least one-sided card this turn. As we see, we start off things by going into the Diva, into Neptibus. Neptibus sending Dragoons, debating on what else to add to hand. Obviously get 2 adds to hand. But I get to go first this time. No hand traps, it would seem, here at the start of my turn, which is a good thing. Don't want to be playing through any Ashes, any Ghost Ogres, etc., any Droll and Lock Birds, things where that'll give us the green light, essentially. And I'm going to add the Moulin you know, because why not? That's how the opening play always works. The Moulin play pretty much guaranteed 9 times out of 10. Megalo discarding Dragoons and Abyss Mander. I actually think I get to pull off a really nice combo here for you guys. And I just got lucky he didn't have any hand traps, so good for me. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Diva and the Neptibus, not to synchro, but instead link into my Starboy. That's gonna put 5 waters in the grave for the Moulin Glacia. And what do we hit out of his hand? Let's see it. An Amano and a Card of Demise. Couldn't have been a better hit. And then I use the Abyss Manor engraved to make Megalo's level 8 and use that to go into number 38 Hope Harbinger. If he's got Terraforming, which he does, I can either negate that, or if he goes to get Diagram, I can negate that as well. I let it go because I do have a little trick up my sleeve. You know, as you know, I had the Galaxy Cyclone in hand, you know, at the start of the turn. He activates Diagram, plays it on the field, and then in response, I use Sphere to summon out Pike. Pike discards for cost. The infantry, of course, his effect would be negated off Sphere, but I do not get to activate the effect anyways. I can still discard for cost when summoning off of Sphere like that. Just some nice play interruption. But either way, I had the Galaxy Cyclone and I had the number 38 to pretty much lock down that turn either way in the game. Game 2 is already over at that point. We're on to Game 3 now. Amano, for his first regular normal summon, we'll see a double Diagram play go down here. You know, getting plenty of searches, destroying, I believe, the Disciples for the Diagram. Adding what looks like Heritage, activating another Terraforming. This would be his third and final Diagram. I wish Diagram had sort of like a hard once per turn effect, because the fact that you can just cycle through this card so many damn times is a little ridiculous in my opinion. I wish they would just make the field spells a little more balanced. Sometimes it always seems like they just like, put the once per turn thing on there. Make it a little more balanced. I don't know. Maybe I'm just complaining too much. I don't know. But does open up by going through a lot of resources here. That third Diagram is going to grab Disciples, play that Disciples, and then recycle some stuff back into the deck, and then get a draw here. So he's basically just cycling through a lot of cards, and he'll set that card anyways, and has Ignis Heat on board as well, to sort of, round off his first turn. I'm going to start things off with a Neptibus. He is for sure going to be checking his back row, anything in response to the Neptibus, and then he's going to flip up, I think it's March of the Monarchs, which basically says it's a skill drain for things that are not tribute summoned. So obviously Neptibus is affected in this case because it has been normal summoned, but I still get to send for cost. Now, in this situation, it puts me in a very difficult spot. I either have to send an infantry in hopes that it will, go through and destroy that march and sort of lose out on searches. The fact that I did not open an infantry makes it a little harder, to have to let that effect go. If I opened an infantry, I could have just sent Dragoons added normally. But here, I decided to just destroy the Ignis because I can just go for sheer damage instead. Because if I don't pop the Ignis, I still have to worry about getting over it, and it has plenty of attack, especially with that Diagram. So I decided to go over the route where I destroy the Ignis and then use the Neptibus and the infantry to go into my Starboy. I'm still able to attack over it either way when he revives it with the return of the true Draco. And I believe he told me when we were playing that was sort of a mistake that he had made. You guys will probably point out, he should have waited till the end phase to use the return of the true Draco or something like that. And then he will be able to destroy, I believe with one of his cards, I can't tell which one it was, but to destroy the Megalo, obviously. And then he's going to get a Masterpiece on board by tributing a monster and a spell and activate Heritage, and then use Disciples to recycle 3 back into the deck. There's a cut there because the camera got bumped into pretty bad. It was like an earthquake. Decided to cut that out so you guys won't have to see it. Apologize for that. But right now he's got March. He has, Disciples, Heritage, Return, Diagram, and Amano. So like everything is just being negated right now. And I thought that Amano negated things in the graveyard too. I haven't looked at the card too much, forgive me, but I know it stops the hand traps. I know it stops things on field, but apparently, because I was asking, do I still get the add back from grave? You know, with my Starboy, because that would be an effect I get, but apparently it doesn't stop things in grave. That's what he told me. I'd have to look at the card though. I don't own the card. I've never, literally, I know it just came out too. I've never seen this card before. Very good spirit, but it's not return. Oh, that's right. Its effects will be negated because of March. That's right. My bad. So it would negate things in the grave. Ah, I realize it. Delete your comments if you type something already. That's why though. I remember now because of the March of the Monarch is negating it, stopping it from returning to hand in the end phase, but also stopping it from negating any effects or stopping from effects to be activated. So that is nice that I don't have to worry about that. Megalo being summoned, I think I had to discard something else and Diva, and then run over the Amano for little to no avail, and then he's going to activate Diagram, but I'm going to chain on any Nightmare and pay the 1,000 to destroy it, so he does not get any searches, any added searches, nor does he get the benefit of popping one of his spells or traps and then using it to destroy something else in my field. But he will still run over my Megalo. The card I drew into was a Swap Frog. Not a whole lot going on in grave right now. This is one of the tough parts about, you know, Mermail, is it struggles in that really low card advantage, you know, points in the game, because a lot of the times your best playmakers take other cards to be able to use. There's no like barrage where you can just play it and boom, you get your play started because you can just destroy barrage. You know the card you pop with barrage can just be barrage. You know, there's no one card do one thing without relying on other cards to be available. You know what I'm saying? You know, Neptibus, you need to have stuff to send. Pike, you need to have something to discard. Mermail, you need to have something to discard to get any sort of plays going. But he will end up popping the sphere anyways. Not a whole lot I can do. Even the card that I summon off Lynn will still get destroyed either way. And we're gonna take the fat L right there anyways. Although I did have a pretty strong game too. Like I said, I'm very excited to be switching up the build a whole lot. A lot of you guys' suggestions. I've looked up some other builds, took in some ideas from some places, and really excited to get a new build going for you guys. Should have a new deck profile sometime next week, so be on the lookout for that. And this Sunday, tomorrow, I'm going to try to get some different deck profiles from my locals as well, so there's a little bit more variety on the channel, so I'm not flooding you guys with Mermails, no pun intended. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Leave a like, and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And as always, Winner Killer signing out. We'll see you in the next video.